everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Mixed Media Frenzy, and the first part of the video is trashed because of an unplanned alarm, shall we say. So it was interrupted and I, like user technical error, I've lost it. So I'm starting in the middle. This is the original. There's some mixed media both on the background and on some of the elements. Flowers, lots of green on a primarily black background. I've started building my photo cluster. I've brought in elements of a cut file that I kind of cut apart. I'll show you what's left of it. It's a clock, and that came from Redefine Creative in the Creative Cuts Club. And I've used oxide inks and my handmade watercolors for my Mind the Scrap kit. It's these by Little Rainbow Moon, and they come in these little packets. You've probably seen me use those before, and I've used my Vicki Boutin watercolor brush. And I took some scraps I had and I stamped them so they'd look a little grungier when I put them on the page. We'll see how that works out. I have messed this up. Well, not exactly messed it up, but let me put it this way. I'm going back in and adding dots to kind of get rid of the kind of mess that I made with that going up a little too high. And what I did there was I took tumbled glass oxides and kind of rubbed it this way. I rubbed it a little too high, so I couldn't feather the edge there without running out of real estate on the page. And then, okay, there's this. And then I added some twisted citron and the mowed lawn I've added to some of the things that I stamped and fussy cut flowers, and I die cut some of the tendrils. I cut some of these stringy circles. So we'll just kind of see where this leads us. Right now, what I'm doing is kind of inking up this and adding dots. And the dots even kind of show up on the black. Let me do it this way. I don't know if that works. Okay, so that's that. I'm actually going to wipe those off because I may go back and dot. I've got a couple stamps. This one is 3 ink splotches, and I thought I would do those. Well, let's do it now. I thought I'd do those in these lighter colors. Can kind of do that, and it does look kind of cool. That might show. All right, and let me pull this and kind of see what we're working with there. There we go. Okay, so that's all the twisted citron I'm going to use. And now I want to go to and I'm making such a mess. I'll just turn that a bit. I'll bring this in over here, and it's not going to show much, but it'll just give a little bit of texture to it. And that will kind of carry something out that way. This will, maybe I'll take that off, a little bit off the page. Okay, I'm going to leave that now. And I'm going to start putting things on, and then we'll see if we need to fix any of that. The paper, my background paper, is my favorite paper in the entire color study collection by Vicki Boutin. It's It's black with texty bits and grid-like bits. It's got so many layers and so much texture before you've even put anything on it. Let me get some foam on the back of this. I don't want it necessarily to show, but I'm going to glue it to this piece. And, well, actually, let me, before I do that, I'm going to add some of these splatters. This is Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and it's going to dry with a nice sheen, and it'll kind of, I don't want to say match, but go nicely with, play nicely with the other colors I have going on here. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, and I've constructed this using that, using the bag that my sequins came in. It's kind of like I did on an earlier layout. Let me put this away so that I don't mess it up. Okay, and I think I'm done with that right now. This is the part that I thought I'd bring over this way. I think I'm going to do it this way, though. I'll just glue it on straight flat on. I thought I'd messed up my tablecloth. Again, I have my solid color tablecloth, which I usually don't do mixed media on. Okay, the ink isn't doing well on this surface, so we're gonna need, I have another die cut of a fence. Where did it go? Let's just kind of, I'll start eliminating things from the table, and then I'll see if I can find it, and if I don't, I'll cut another one. I was going to do the new one, and I'm losing, it may still be in the die, although I don't think so. Okay, let's go deal with the things that I know how to use, or know what I'm going to do with. I thought I might just be able to kind of slide that in there, and then maybe use an embellishment there. I may have the cluster a little too far over to the left, so let's try to move it there. Okay, and I'm going to put a little glue on this. And I'll lift this again. I'm putting it between the photo and that lime green mat. And there should be some wiggle room. I don't necessarily want it to cover up, to obscure the word beautiful. And I think you can still see it through there. So let's start building over here. I need a horizontal piece as well, and that's why I cut this piece going to cut it in half. And kind of do it that way. And then I've got this piece which can kind of protrude from there, or it could actually be added right here, and then I can add flowers, group flowers around that. So I've got that purple in there. Let's see, this I kind of, this might work here, and I'm gonna really kind of sneak that under and let it overlap, and then a lot of it will be covered up with flowers. Okay, now I'm gonna take this wonky circle and cut it and kind of get it, put a little glue on the tips and have it going like this. And then I'm gonna do a small white one that's layered on top. Just do like that. And then I thought I might do this right there, as if those two circles were florals. It's not exactly, you know, it's not a literal interpretation of a floral, but it's kind of a suggestion. Okay, and then I've got this piece that can go here. And then we've got lots and lots of other goodies to layer. I like these things as foundations for other embellishments. It's kind of what they're most used for. And I'm going to leave that glue dot there and let it look like part of the mixed media. Okay, I've got two different shapes of flowers here. I think I want this big green one they're all green, this big one right here. Okay, I've already got some tape cut, so I'll do it this way. So that hides that little bit of white foam that was showing through. And I'm going to put a little liquid glue there to try to glue that bag down. And the glue goes through the bag and onto the paper that's this side of the bag, so it should hold the whole thing down at some point. Okay. Next, I want to figure out where I'm going to put my little, I've got one piece of flair I want to use on here, and it's the adorable little hedgehog. And it's facing right, so I'm going to have to use it on the left side of the page. And I like kind of sneaking these in somewhere, but I clearly need something right here to kind of sneak it on top of. Let's do a well, I have this little circle right here. Let's not do that. Let's do this kind of coming out from under there. And this will all start behaving better once I put it in a page protector and in an album. There. And then I think it's not so obvious that there's a gap there that I should be closing, but this little guy kind of seems to be peeking out from under the bag and just the bag. Okay, now I want to do another group. I want to do a grouping right here of the 3 flowers that are the same, just different sizes. And then I'll do some of the others over on the other side. So there, let me okay. And I'm going to curl these up for dimension. And I'm going to use these over here. And then I'll do the tendrils kind of reaching across. We'll see how that works. Now, this is bothering me. So I'm gonna kind of cover it up. I'm gonna do this on there and let that be kind of a platform for flowers. It's a shiny surface and I should have used a different kind of ink. And I know better. I've actually written, taught lessons on that. So kind of get all of my carefulness, that's not a word, I'm sure, kind of goes out the window when I'm doing a video. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of let's see how that do that, and then another one. I kind of wanted to there and here. Okay, and that's more and different florals than are in the original, but I think we're gonna be okay. Okay, let's start layering in tendrils. I'm gonna do a shorter one first. And then I'll use this longer one, kind of reaching across, also from coming out from under the flare there. I'm going to curl it back And I'm going to curl this one back as well. And then I have this one that I thought I could do here, and I'd let that tendril there. That seems okay. I hate that I've lost the other little fence, and I'm just not seeing it. But I've got it cut for another layout, right? There we go. And I've got another one of these little green guys that could go maybe as it kind of curves down here, maybe let it go off the page. Well, I'm not going to do that because it's kind of hard to know when you cut it whether it's the pieces that are left are actually going to stay on the page. Okay, there. I've got more tendrils that I can layer in there. I'm not sure how well this represents the original, but I kind of like it. Let's do this one also coming from a different direction. Okay, so I've bridged that. I've got some paper there. I don't think I need this. Would it? I don't think so. So now let's look at my embellishment package. I've got this from the sticker pad. I've got this flower that could maybe layer in. Where would I want this? Do I want it over here with the similar flowers? Or maybe here with the ones that are nothing like it, kind of reflective of that black and white right there. I'm going to do that. And I've got a tiny butterfly here that I thought could go maybe up here as part of this. Let me put a little bit of foam under it. This is a photo of Ava that I had never seen before, and it's from, some years ago, but let's see, maybe right here at this corner, it kind of softens that corner there. Okay, and I love these little gold dots that are on this page. I'll use them in conjunction with sequins, and I'll put them kind of near some of these stamped areas so that they'll draw your eye to that. Otherwise, maybe you wouldn't notice them. Let's see, where else do we need some? Maybe right here. Now see, that doesn't bother me nearly as much now. And I love this kind of streak. Okay, I've got this where that's what I can put right there where that ugly edge is on the cut file. And see, the wet media is making the cut file kind of curl, I guess. Okay, do we want to use these? Maybe kind of tuck this back there and tuck this one over top of that with the arrow coming through there. I'm going to lift that blue part up on some foam just to give it some dimension. Okay, and I saw something else. Let's see. I think I saw I like this. It's all good. She's having some trouble. Actually, I'm going to do all three of these things. She's having a little trouble adjusting to the pace of schoolwork. She's kind of had to step up some chemo that to a level that we all thought she was done with, and it's kind of affecting her ability to concentrate. And she's excellent in school, although she criticizes the educational system very eloquently. She is trying to keep up the same pace with not really being able to. So this don't stress, do your best, forget the rest is perfect. And this has got the that gold foiling in this collection is the most beautiful color. It's very different, and the little dots have that, and all the foiled pieces, even on the chipboard like this. I mentioned that I'm addicted to Color Story. Okay, so I think that's good. I'm going to add a few sequins from each collection. Just going to kind of lay those out and see what I can pick. I think I want some of these here, and there's a holographic turquoise that I'm loving, and a kind of circly, it's clear almost, but it has a little bit of a blue tint, and there is a flat sort of minty color that kind of looks like one of the greens we had in there. So I'm going to leave those there, and I'll pick those up later. This collection, and I'm going to do a group maybe right up in here. This collection has kiwis. I'll have to include one of those. Let's see, we've got here, here, and here. Get my spacing out. There's I use in each of the groups, I use 3 different sequins. Let me get a kiwi. There we go. It's so cute. It's like the avocados in the other green mix. Okay, I think I'm done, other than I want to put something in the centers of these flowers. And I'm gonna go for I hope I have it. I was gonna say a clear Nouveau Drop. This is it's White Blizzard. These are Chalk White. Don't want that. I know I have some that are clear. These are Dry's Clear. Okay, so it's kind of the same as and it's blocked. I was going to Nouveau Drops because they usually don't block, and my Glossy Accents usually does. So let me see. If I can't do it now, I will do it off camera and just put pictures out there. Let's see. Aha, that's working. Okay, just a big glob in the center of these, just to give them a little bit of interest and dimension. And it'll probably make the